Welcome back to NBL Overtime, all thanks to basketball.com.au. That's where you go when you need all your basketball info. When your professional team is struggling and they're 0-5, well, you go to this man, Josh King, to save the day, and you have done just that. Welcome in. We call you Overtime's very own because straight off the plane, you hadn't even got through customs yet, and you came straight to the Overtime studio, and what a whirlwind journey it has been since then.
Yeah, no, it seems like it's been 4 years since I've been here. There's been a lot go on, but it's been a great ride, and hopefully we got a lot more to go.
We've got a lot to talk to you about, obviously, the success you've had on the court. But overall, Australia, your family's here. What are you enjoying the most about being here? Take the basketball out of it.
The up and down weather. The weather of Melbourne is...
It was a crazy day the other day.
As much as this has been a wild personal basketball season for me, the weather in Melbourne is a crazy ride. It'll take you through some ups and downs, wind gusts, sun. No, it's been great. I've really enjoyed getting to see the city of Melbourne and seeing other places in Australia, but at some point looking forward to traveling Australia, yeah.
You saved that one. It reminded me of the old, what was the Boston College guy? They said, what was the most amazing thing out of your entire college career? He goes, team dinners.
Yeah,
which, in your defence, you haven't had enough time to explore the full country yet.
Now, do you like Game of Thrones?
Oh, God.
How are we going?
I tried to...
we couldn't even...
I tried to start it, but I've never really got through a lot of...
Well, I want to apologize to you and your family back home because I've been calling you Josh King by mistake. Sorry, Josh Knight by mistake. See, I'm messing up now.
No, you got it wrong.
No, I did. But before you got here, I said, Josh King, he's going to have to be the Night King to turn this army of the dead around the way they're playing. So every time I'm talking, I'm thinking, yeah, the Night King. But I know it's Josh King. Yeah. So anyway.
I knew you were going to get it off your chest. Going back to, again, one of the best second half responses we've seen in a very, very long time. But that Adelaide game, off the worst first half, we've probably seen from a team that was 0-5 even before you got here. I'm not sure if you watched any of the games where they struggled at the start of the season, but that was the worst 20 minutes we saw. What happened at halftime? What made this change happen, the way they went about it in the second half? It was super impressive.
Yeah, I don't know if anything necessarily happened at halftime. It's just like any other time. I came in there, I talked to the coaches, said what I had to the team. I walked out. Always leave the assistant coaches in there with the team, and I know Sam had some words for them, which was great. But yeah, credit to the players to come out in the second half and put it all together and find a way to get a big win in a do-or-die situation that could prolong our season.
Multiple times I've heard you, and you said it again there when you mentioned, you having the trust to leave Sam McKinnon with the group. And I know I interviewed you at halftime at one point or post-game, and I said, hey, you've turned this thing around. And you made sure to mention Sam McKinnon. Hey, Sam McKinnon jumped on this before I got here. How high do you, because he's had a couple of chances at head coach roles, and I think he's probably the most disrespected interim head coach in history in various roles that he's been. Everyone believes this guy's capable of being a head coach. How much do you value him on this coaching stuff? Because it seems like you certainly do a lot.
Yeah, I value Sam, and I have Sam and Luke, and we got a bunch of different pieces on the coaching staff that help. It's just like nobody's bigger than the team as a player situation. It's the same thing with the coaching staff, and we all have our roles and responsibilities, and nobody's bigger than the team, and that goes for the coaches as well.
We know that you have this defensive philosophy. That was what you brought in, and we've seen it now with one of the best defensive teams under you in the Phoenix. Now, I'm what JJ Redick used to call basketball sickos. There's certain things about the game that I like to break down, and I really get into the nuts and bolts. But I was watching that second half, and I want you to watch some of the clips that I found here from the second half. Defensively, what impresses you most about these kind of clips from guys, not just Ben Air dogging the ball, but what everyone does off the floor in helping each other, the positioning, because it's hard to get a team to buy into this that aren't necessarily doing it at the start of the season the way they do.
Yeah, clearly it's buy-in here. You got everybody connected, like we talk about. You got 5 guys working in unison. Just constant pressure on the ball and getting to shooters. Obviously, we want to do a good job on Kendrick. Here, we're funneling the ball, not allowing Kendrick to get to the basket, making him kick the ball out. And then you got guys crashing to the glass. And we talk about when you crash the glass, it's not just the big man's responsibility. You see Foxy getting the traffic rebound, and it's everybody's responsibility to be on the glass.
It seems like the Golden State Warriors back in the day had that death lineup, because you're playing Matt Kenyon a lot more early than what was happening probably middle of the season. Do you have that lineup where you got both small guards, Foxwell and Ben Air? You got Malik Lewis out there, even Vodanovic, but then you have one scorer. You have Matt Hurt out there. Do you have like a defensive package
Yeah, we have guys that are stronger than others on the defensive side of the ball, but I think it's all hands on deck. It's a game-to-game situation. A lot of people will say our team's only 7 or 8-man rotation. I think we have a very deep team, and the longer you go in the season, you need everybody. And you can see that we've played guys like Matt Kenyon more down the stretch, Benny Air coming in the last couple games, especially in that do-or-die situation and scoring 17 points, hitting the dagger, and you love to see it. And kind of to get back to what we were just talking about, it's all hands on deck, and it's every man ready to go.
When you say all hands on deck, it almost seems like it's you on deck as well, because as we watch that clip, you may have been in more of a stance than any of the players on the floor. Is there ever been you've coached for a while, is there ever been a time where you've just encroached maybe a little bit too far into the court and you've intercepted a ball or deflected one?
No, but I'm ready to catch the ball if there's a deflection. I've always got I tell my players to play with their hands up and their hands out so they don't get called for fouls, and I kind of sometimes will coach like that on the sideline.
I would love for them to they all wear these trackers on the back. Technology, David, and technology's taken over. And this catapult, they call it. I don't believe they're a show sponsor, so don't say that. They wear these little things on their back. You need to put one on at some point during the season, because I guarantee you, your heart rate and activity would outdo some of the guys playing 20-plus minutes.
Well, we got one of the best sports performance, the head of the sports performance with us, Luke Vella, who runs our department at Phoenix. And maybe I'll talk to Luke and see if he can get me a catapult for the next game.
Well, you're here because you're still in with a chance to win a championship. And you've got to go through what many people regard, we sit here saying, the best team in the competition all year with the Illawarra Hawks. It's been a bit of a break, a longer break for them. What are you most excited about this challenge? And does the regular season success you had over them, does it mean much? Or is it completely a clean slate when you go into the postseason?
It means that we know that we can beat them, but in terms of what does it mean, it doesn't mean anything. The playoffs is a whole different animal. We know that. We know going up to Wollongong will be an extreme challenge, and we're really looking forward to it for sure.
Now, Illawarra have had, I believe it's almost the longest stretch without playing a game from the end of the home and away season to the finals. You guys, 21 days. If you give me 21 days to my own accord, I'm probably getting bailed out from somewhere at some point, and history says that is very much true. Would you rather be in the situation you're in where you're battle-tested, a bit of travel, no major injuries, you guys have remained pretty safe throughout it, you've still got a good enough break, but you've had 2 games under the belt, or would you rather just have that entire time off?
I think you can look at it a bunch of different ways. Hopefully, having to play at Perth, getting the Adelaide game under our belt will help us. I would rather not be away from the game for 3 weeks, but you can also say it gives you time if people are injured, if players are injured, gives your guys some rest, and they should be super fresh. So I think there's 2 different ways to look at it.
When the team was first constructed before you got here, it was built, they was talking championship. With all those off-season recruits, Jordy Hunter, Nathan Sobey, Angus Glover, and a few other guys. And then when they got off to that 0-5 start, now it was almost like, well, the season's over kind of much, but they rallied, Sam McKinnon and yourself. So was it still like championship, or was it like, what I'm trying to say is, are you already happy with the success? Now that you're here, do you feel like you're playing with the house money a little bit, or are you like this, no, we serious about winning the championship? Which I know you are, but you know what I mean? It's the psyche. You know what I'm trying to say, Josh?
Oh, I'm trying to work it out.
Psyche behind the whole thing.
I know exactly what you're saying. You can say we are playing with house money, but we're in it to win it. I think we've had some really good training sessions the last couple days. Our guys are focused, and yeah, we were happy to advance after the Adelaide win. We were pumped, but then you kind of sweep that underneath the table, and you get ready to go play a tough team and try to put your best foot forward to win a championship.
As much as I'm enjoying what you're doing coaching, what I love is, one, your respect for the media in terms of you do the interviews right before we start games, but also you don't hide things, you're fully transparent. And I say that because you came out in the media during the week and you said, I'm not even hiding it, Derek Walton Jr. is playing. And a lot of people might try and hide that and just wait, you know what, Hawks might not know if he's ready to roll. One, how is he looking? Because I was down at the State Basketball Centre and a couple of the other guys said, man, he's looking really good. And 2, what spark is that going to bring? And I don't know if you answered this for him, but 3, will he start?
Well, 1, Derek has trained the last, 3 or 4 sessions. He's looking good on the floor. He's also a human being and not a robot who hasn't played in 6 or 7 weeks. So we're really looking forward to hopefully getting him out on the floor and playing in this Illawarra series. But we just have to take it day by day. Like I said, he trained today, looked good. And hopefully if he gets through tomorrow and Thursday, he'll play on Friday.
The Michigan guards are tough, man.
I've been saying it for ages, man. Flint, Michigan, my man. Oh, See, that's what happens when you've been on the show too long. He gets it going.
Speaking of tough guards, though, what has managed to probably make his absence not hurt as much has been the emergence. I shouldn't say emergence because we've seen the glimpses, but Angus Glover, but Owen Foxwell in particular. I know we're all high on him. We know what he's capable of, but you also said early on in one of the post-game presses of like, Owen Foxwell is a Josh King type of guy. But we see that now with your energy and the way that he plays. What's impressed you the most about his growth this season? Because I'm sure when you got here to the player he is now, he's jumped massively.
Yeah, just his approach to the game. He's always ready, like a lot of guys on our team. But Foxy, unfortunately, D-Wall getting hurt gave him this opportunity, and he's ran with it. He hasn't shied away from it. It's given him an opportunity to get a lot of experience playing both guard positions, but predominantly at the point guard position. And we're definitely not in this position that we're in if Foxy hasn't played the way he has.
Well, Josh, thank you for joining us. And I'll tell you what, if they say everyone raises about 20%, well, the good players, the greats do. And I think we're going to start putting you into that category. Whatever you're doing on the sidelines, please take it to the next level. I want to see you just go absolutely hell for leather.
That was going to be my last question here before we let you go. You said how many shots of coffee was it last time you were here a day? Does it go up in the playoffs?
Man, I don't count. I have no idea. Yeah, but we'll be ready. Yeah. We'll be ready.
Yeah, I think maybe you switch to the pre-workout to just be a little bit more efficient. Brian Goorjian, that man walks around drinking C4 pre-workout. Did you know that?
I'm not surprised.
He sips that thing by the litre. But anyway, Josh King, thank you for joining us. Good luck against Illawarra, and then even maybe good luck on the next series as well. We'll be back right after the break.